Wait a minute.
Everything all right?
Yes, I'm fine. That Alvarez has become bolder and bolder lately. Good thing that's over now. What I could use now is a good drop in the tavern.
You're not from around here, right?
I come from the Southern Isles. At some point they said they needed people in Corinnes because of that magic ore. But when I got there, they had this huge barrier in place, and I didn't want to go in there, so I started working in the harbor. Well, the ships stopped coming in, and so I went to work for Akil. I've had worse jobs, actually.
You hang out in the tavern?
That's right, but not recently. I cannot afford going there anymore.
What exactly is going on there in the tavern?
There's gambling there. Two fellows compete against each other. Whoever can hold the most beer wins. In the end, I did nothing but lose, and now I need to make some more money first.
Who did you go up against?
Against Rukar, that old good-for-nothing. So far, he's beaten me every time. But somehow I have the creeping suspicion that the filthy swine has laced my beer with gin every time. I suspect he keeps the gin hidden in that damn chest of his, that lousy scumbag. Somebody ought to sneak some plain water into his chest. Then he could lace my beer all he wants. If I only had enough money to compete against him one more time.
Hey! Are you all right?
Yes, I'm fine, thank you.
Why don't you defend yourself against Onar's tyranny?
For us farmers near the city, it makes more sense to stay on the good side of the city militia than to rely on Onar's mercenaries. On the other hand, there's Bengar and Sekub who would rather give up their farms than work for the king.
Where do I find the farms of Bengar and Sekub?
They're not far from the farm where the landowner lives. Go east from here and you'll find them.
Haven't you ever considered moving away from here?
It's not easy to get away from this part of the country. All the land is walled in by high, insurmountable chain of mountains. The only two ways out of here are the pass to the Valley of Mines and the harbor. Since we cannot afford passage on a ship, and the Valley of Mines is a place of no return, we're going to have to stay here.
What do you know about the pass?
I've never been there myself, but it must be somewhere near Bengar's farm on the high pastures.
Look out for your husband.
I shall do my best.
I've got to go.
So long. I really wish I could have done more for you. Wait a minute.
What's up?
It's been a long time since we've seen a stranger on our land who didn't want to skin us. I hope I'm not wrong about you. I'm Egil, and the strange bird over there is my brother, Anim.
How's the field work going?
Great, if those miserable field raiders weren't constantly destroying our harvest.
Why don't you do anything about the field raiders?
You're joking. Since I've been on this farm, I've killed so many of the beasts that I've lost count. But alas, new ones keep coming.
Hey, you! Who are you?
My name is Anim. I'm one of the field hands, and the half-pint over there is my brother Egil. We've been working here on the farm for Akil for several years.
How's the field work going?
Do you want to help? There's another hole back there. Grab it and then head for the field. You just have to make sure that the field raiders don't surprise you. They'll tear your arm right off with one bite.
Why don't you do anything about the field raiders?
I've killed more of them than I can count. The only problem is they keep coming back.
Your brother told me the same.
What? That loafer? He always disappears just as soon as the beasts come onto our land. He shouldn't be talking such nonsense.
Hey, you! Your brother tells a similar story.
Ah, what exactly does he say?
That he has also done away with plenty of field raiders.
What? That loser can't even find his way home by himself. Tell him he shouldn't brag like that.
Hey, you! Your brother thinks you're a braggart.
What? He's actually got the nerve to say that? He'd better watch out or I'll teach him a lesson. Go and tell him that.
Enem is a bit irritated about this thing.
He shouldn't puff himself up so much, else I'll tear his head off. Tell him that.
Hey, you! I think the two of you should just relax.
The bastard didn't give in, am I right? I'll tear out his guts. Tell him that.
Do whatever you want. I'm leaving.
Yeah, just slink off quietly.
Hey! I think the two of you should just relax.
The bastard didn't give in, am I right? I'll tear out his guts. Tell him that.
Why don't you tell him yourself?
I'll do that.
Watch it. One more time. Just you wait, you sumbitch. Never pick a fight with me again. Thanks for the gold, you hero. I think I'd better take this weapon. Wait a minute. Haven't you done enough damage? I think you should go now.
He thinks it's as easy as that.
You hardly know who to believe these days.
Is the beer any good here?
It's not exactly the best, but in these bleak times, you can't be choosy.
What are you doing here?
Up until a few weeks ago, I was slaving away on the landowner's fields. One day it just got too much for me, and I took myself out of there straight away. Now I'm my own boss. Everything I own is in this chest here. That's all I need, too. Interested in a little contest?
Is it really true?
What kind of a contest would that be?
I call it bottoms up. The rules are quite simple. We take turns ordering a tankard of the best beer the old geezer has to offer. Every tankard has to be drunk dry so that it doesn't even leave a ring if you set it on the table upside down. The last man standing wins.
No secret.
The loser pays the tab and a steak. Well, how about it?
Maybe some other time, when I'm not in a hurry.
Can't rely on that.
Could I bet on someone else, though?
Certainly. If you finally manage to find someone with the guts to go up against me, then I'll bet with you. Everybody pays the same amount into a pot. The winner gets everything. The size of the stake depends on your purse. Bring me someone who dares to go up against me and you've got a bet.
I couldn't care less.
Did anything else of interest happen?
Not that I know of. Nobody tells me anything.
It was his decision, wasn't it?
I'm not telling you anything new.
Who are
He wants
you?
to know.
I'm Orlan, the keeper of this here modest tavern. What are you looking for, stranger? Maybe a decent sword or a good piece of armor? A good swig from the country stills, or
can do about it.
just some information? I can give you all that and more if your coins ring.
That doesn't
What kind of armor can you offer me?
I have here a very nice piece that is sure to please you.
That doesn't surprise me.
He really should have known better.
I'll think about it.
As you like,
Is it really true?
but don't wait too long.
Been there, done that.
How much do you charge for a room?
Give me 50 gold coins for a week, and you can choose a room.
I'm staying out of it.
All right, here's the dough.
That's not what I heard.
Here's the key. The rooms are upstairs, but don't get everything dirty, and pay your rent on time. Understand?
I agree with you completely.
He thinks it's as easy.
How's it going with your tavern?
Times have been better, you know? People's purses aren't as open as they used to be.
I used to say that myself.
Show me your wares.
If you can pay.
Who to believe these days?
No one really wants to hear that.
I agree with you completely.
And that's the truth.
That's not what I heard.
That will never change.
That doesn't surprise me.
I couldn't care less.
Is it really true?
That's no secret. staying out of it.
But no, he insisted he knew better.
It had to happen sooner or later.
It's a bad business.
Same old thing all over again.
Show me your wares.
If you can pay.
Can't rely on that.
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
I couldn't care less.
That's not what I heard.
I couldn't care less.
But no, he insisted he knew better.
That was no big deal. Nobody wants to know.
It's a bad business.
He really should have known better. I'm staying out of it.
I agree with you completely.
Been there, done that. And there's more, believe me.
I'd have gone about it differently.
Nobody wants to know.
Will it ever change?
I'm staying out of it.
I never knew that.
I've got somebody who wants to compete against you.
That will
Who
never
might that
change.
be?
Randolph.
Randolph the
Never would've thought
Braggart.
of that himself.
All right, why not? Send the wimp to me and the
Really
deal
should've known
stands.
better.
You can pick him up again no more than 2 days later.
Nothing you can do
Who
about it.
knows? Maybe you'll get lucky and he'll be able to stand by then.
Say that much.
How big is your bet?
Will it ever change?
100.
That's what I like to hear.
Really should have known better.
I'll take
That's
your
all
bet
just
and hold it
gossip.
until the contest is over. All right?
Nobody wants to know.
Here's my
Nothing
stake.
amazes me
All right.
anymore.
Don't take too long bringing Randolph here, you
No
hear?
time for things like that.
I'd have gone about it differently.
That will never change.
How much money do you need for the contest?
10 gold coins.
I'll give you the money to compete against Rukar.
Really? Thank you so much. I'll repay you soon. If I win, I'll even fork out a little more than that. I'll be seeing you.
That was a fine mess you got me into. Now I can play lookout for Rookar again.
Why?
As long as he's holding his little contests in there, it's better if no outsider learns about it. It's not good for business, you see.
Nothing you can do about it. Do you really believe that?
He really should have known better.
I never...
Did anything...
Not that I know of.
I used to say that myself.
Is it really true?
And there's more, believe me.
Nobody will learn anything from me.
He thinks it's as easy as that.
That's all just gossip.
Been there, done that.
That's all just gossip.
Same old thing all over again.
I know nothing about picking
Telling
locks.
you anything new?
I've got no time for things like that. I've got no time for things like that.
If he doesn't see that, I can't help him.
No idea, you tell me.
Will it ever change? He never would have thought of that himself.
And there's more, believe me.
That's not what I heard.
No one really wants to hear that.
That was obvious all along.
I couldn't get away with that. Tell me that isn't true.
Nobody will learn anything from me.
Can't rely on that.
There you are,
It's
finally.
all just gossip.
I've been waiting for you.
What happened?
The drinking contest is finally over.
Who won?
This time, Randolph has won. Rookar must have been having a bad day.
Can't rely on
Oh,
that.
well, I hope that was the last time.
That was
I
obvious
don't
all
want that
along.
kind of to do in my house ever again. Remember that.
Nobody wants to know.
Wait a minute.
Better off myself.
Hangover?
No, I feel fine, really. It finally worked this time. Thanks again for your money. Here, take it back. Looks like Rookar won't be getting up anytime soon.
I'm not telling you anything new.
You seem to have bitten off more than you can chew.
Here's your money, and not one word more.
That will never change.